I apparently have lo-fi entirely too loud because I can't hear shit.
Yes, I can barely hear one at a time. I have lo-fi off, so.
I'm still learning the whole game on this microphone.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Well, hey, friend.
Playing with your mic.
Lo-fi turned down. Sai, do you actually have a mic now?
Yes. Yes, I do.
You should have said no. It'd been perfect.
I think that's honest to goodness the first time I've heard your voice.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, you guys are going back on mute so I can vacuum. Sorry.
Be a very interesting lunch. Willie's gonna make it.
Now recording. Now recording.
Fox sound like. Suddenly I picture the cat and the keyboard. Hi, Seth.
Does somebody dislike lo-fi?
Bad lo-fi, bad. I didn't notice. It's all quiet anyway.
Had to kill lo-fi so y'all could talk.
Too early yet. Still got a minute and a half. Guess it don't matter if we start early. Anybody have any topics? Anybody have anything to say? Everybody at once?
How's everyone's week going so far?
It's hump day, so it's almost over, right? For everybody?
Come on, Seth, you gotta have something to say. I can't sit here in silence.
Oh, I'm on the Giveth page. I'm not even looking at the right agenda.
Well, I don't know if I want to say my thing just yet. Everyone comes after Willie comes.
I don't expect him, actually. I don't know.
Don't know.
Is he at the retreat thing?
I don't really know. He
Having
wasn't
the best day ever.
He might be heading up there tomorrow or maybe today at some point. I don't know. I don't think he was there this morning when we were having the prod issue.
He was in the product stand up this morning. He's around, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Let's see. What can we talk about?
How
I
about
don't
that
know.
market?
Oh gosh, yeah.
What happened? Why did everything just spike? It's just random. Just I don't know. People
It's
tired of it
really
going down.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it, great? I mean, it's like you would think with all the things that are happening and the reports that are coming out, the stock market making readjustments, that it would continue in its trend, but it just like did the opposite. I don't know what the heck's going on. Guess that's why I'm not a speculator.
Never try to time the market.
Yeah, this is why I always wonder how people swing trade, because it's like I've given up guessing which trade. I never know where it's gonna go, so I just hold on.
Well, speaking of markets, I do have a question about that. I know there's a lot of leverage in crypto, but how exactly are people using that leverage? Where is this leverage coming from?
Like what platform specifically, or what assets?
Or
Yeah,
individuals.
yeah. Like where are people getting this leverage from?
Hmm. I couldn't completely say, but I do know that I have from my experience, and I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form, obviously, but I do see that there are huge influences from like whales when they decide to, move the markets in the way they would like to. Unfortunately, I think um, with the maturity level of cryptocurrency to this point, whales are still very much influential and can have very dynamic effects on the markets. So, I mean, I don't know. Their motivations obviously are more probably personal, but yeah, I mean, that's all I would say on that. I'll let Gray talk more, maybe on a grander scale, or even.
I tried leveraging one time just to, I put in a small amount just to learn more, and I totally got vaporized. I thought it was a pretty safe bet. It was like Solana USDC pair, and I leveraged 3x on it. And I'm like, well, the market's down. I'm sure Solana will recover, and it just kept going down, and then it vaporized it. So, that's the risk, really.
But
I mean,
how
now
did
it's
you
probably.
get the leverage?
Oh, that was through. I mean, that was through a Solana. Was it Tulip? I think Tulip.garden. But like on mainnet, there's Abracadabra is one of the big ones for borrowing. You literally just like you input a thing that they support that you can borrow against, and then it spits out money.
Okay,
And then
so there's just a bunch of different services that do that for you, and you just
right,
put your money in, and you could take out
yeah, and then you hope
the
that
leverage.
you don't devalue against it. Right? Like if you borrowed Bitcoin at its peak of, like you borrowed at 69,000, and then where did it bottom out? 30 something? Like that.
Yeah,
You
something
gotta
like that.
just be careful about your timing.
I took the question. Sorry, I misinterpreted your question there, Seth. I thought it was you were asking like where are these individuals, being able to control the markets and leverage like the big swings up and down and stuff. So yeah,
Hmm.
my bad. You were talking about actually the financial investing tool of leveraging. So my mistake.
Yeah, I mean it's something I won't touch with a 10-foot pole, but I think it's worth understanding since that's where the
Well,
big rises and falls are coming from.
yeah, I mean, I don't hold enough for it to be a significant thing, but a lot of people are like, well, if you hold a lot, nobody ever sells. They just borrow against what they hold. But that's like if you hold a significant amount, right? Like if I held 1,000 Bitcoins, I wouldn't sell those Bitcoins. I would borrow against them and leverage it that way. But if I'm teetering on half a Bitcoin or whatever, and I borrow against it at 60,000 and then it drops, then your money's vaporized, right? So When we were at ETH Denver, directly across from us was a group called My Finance, MAI Finance, and this is what they do. They do basically leveraging. We thought it was a little over collateralized. Like you can borrow up to almost 80%, which is really dangerous, right? Like that really doesn't leave you a whole lot of wiggle room if what you're borrowing drops in value.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
it's a
next
little
question.
all sketchy right now. I do think it's probably the next big thing that like we had sort of like the year of the DAO, and like we've had yield farming, and I really do believe like in some way lending is the next big thing to move away from centralization and banks and credit scores and all that nonsense that is held in tight control of a very small group of people, and allow people to borrow. But right now, borrowing is really it's something unique to people that hold larger amounts, right? It's not something that like the average person can go out and get a car loan against their small amount of crypto that they're holding.
Yeah, I don't see how it can ever go away, the credit score type, because
Yeah,
you've
I
got
don't think
nothing.
it'll go away,
Right.
but
It won't go away, but we'll have a new system that actually makes sense and is driven by the free market as opposed to top-down centralized regulations.
yeah, because it's certainly slanted against having credit history, not being out of debt, and that's the big thing, right? Like they don't care if you're out of debt, they want you to have credit history of paying things up or down. In fact, as I pay things or wipe out credit cards, my credit score somehow goes down because they care less about me now because they're making less money off of me.
Yeah, you don't
Yes.
want to close out your credit cards
Right.
unless you're ready to, but paying them off is okay.
Yeah, the
You'd
idea of
think.
calculating a score based on past history is fine, but the problem is the current system incentivizes you like to get more credit, you have to be less responsible. Like it's upside down.
Well, and the reaction, like if something goes wrong with my, or even if there's a credit pull, like my score will get affected immediately. If I pay off a credit card in full, it'll take like 60 days for it to be reflected on my credit score. Like,
So mine's like in 3 days it goes up after if I pay something off,
oh,
and then 3 days if as soon as I use $200. It's like, what? Why is it so quick?
Yeah. So having systems is fine as long as they make sense. When they make no sense, then yeah, let's make a new one.
Well, when it made no sense is when I'm 18, I have $100,000 in credit card, and I'm using 80,000 of that, and it's like, how is my credit score at that age so high? It was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I think the next shit is to go from over collateralized loans to under collateralized loans. And that's something I'm looking forward to. I don't want to participate in the credit score system unless I have to. You know?
yeah, I'd love to. I just yesterday we're buying out a leased vehicle, and I'd love to just leverage crypto, but like I don't want to nuke my holdings because of the volatility of the market. Like it's just I don't feel confidence in it right now.
Yeah, and I do think our infrastructure still needs some work to support that kind of thing. Once everything's on layer twos, making monthly payments won't bankrupt the average person in gas fees, right? And
But
I
well,
don't think there's an easy way to make uh, automatic regular payments yet, and that's something I really want added to ShapeShift.
no. That's probably good though, right? Like I don't like I leave all my stuff on manual payments anyway. Like I pay my mortgage manually. I don't know why. I like knowing when it comes out.
Well, even something like a reminder. Yes, maybe you need to sign each payment, but it notifies you or something.
I have mine on automatic, but it's from my bank. itself. I set it up myself. I don't like the ones at the other end. They control the timing and crap like that because I don't remember it's coming out. If I control it, at least I can see it. All right, there it goes next month. There's the payments due on the 3rd or 10th or whatever I set up. I love Capital One 360.
GM, friends. Oh my gosh, I was
made it.
planning on coming to this and I was just heads down working on stuff. Totally lost track of time. So
Yeah, we've been
Thank you.
BSing. You're fine.
We were just chatting about markets and lending. Somehow we got on the topic of lending.
Well, are you having the best day ever?
I am having the best day ever. Glad you guys were having cool conversation without me. I love that these meetings now can just happen on their own, truly decentralized. Was I interrupting? Do you guys want to keep talking about lending?
I don't know. Maybe you know about it. I keep
I know-
feeling like it's the next big thing to, I don't know, be a little more commonplace, but the path to get there is a bit unclear, you know?
Yeah, you mean like macro in the crypto industry? You think lending's better?
Yeah, like the average person being able to finance a home project or a vehicle loan or whatever. And large holders can do that. Like if you've got 100 Bitcoin, you want a car loan, that's pretty easy, right? But you've got, 2 ETH and half a Bitcoin, like your collateralization is going to be so high that you're at risk of vaporizing your entire holding, I guess. I guess in the end you need the collateralization. But that risk is just too high with the volatility of the markets,
Totally. It's a really, really interesting question because to your point right now, you can go get a pretty large loan. Sorry, I think someone has Echo Lily F. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, you can go get a loan with only a 20% down payment, right? So it's basically like 20% collateral. Whereas with most of the crypto loans, you need to put up like 100 to 150% collateral, and even more if you want it to really be safe. So that is one of the trade-offs, right? And there's pros and cons. So the benefit of the traditional finance world is that you can go get a bigger loan with a smaller amount of money, but it creates all sorts of bad side effects. So I used to, I'm pretty torn on this. I think that definitely there's a lot of benefits when every loan is fully collateralized. Then you have a pretty efficient market, honestly, and the value of the price of borrowing money is set by the invisible hand, right? It's not subsidized or anything by fake artificial money, and the fact that these banks actually don't hold their deposits in there, which is terrible, right? And rehypothecation, you put your money in the bank and then they go lend it out, and the bank gets all the yield for that. Kaiwen, I think you are now muting. Thank you. So Caitlin Long, she pretty much convinced me. I was like, is there any place for rehypothecation? Like, what if as a lender, I could, get paid a little bit more to take on a little bit more risk, where maybe my funds that I'm lending out aren't completely collateralized, but people have some sort of reputation or something, and I'm comfortable taking on some risk if I know I can get higher yield. She said no. She said no. Rehypothecation is evil, and I'm botching her words. It wasn't the exact quote, but she thought that there was really no benefit to having rehypothecation as an option. So it's a really interesting question, and yeah, definitely right now all the loans are fully collateralized. So there's the benefit of that is that as a lender, there's no risk, and you don't need any kind of bullshit FDIC insurance. But then downside is that as a borrower, you need to put up even more collateral than what you're borrowing. So there's definitely an opportunity. I personally think I still disagree with Caitlin on that, and I think there is a place for in an ideal market, people would be able to take on that additional risk and get a higher return, and basically. Maybe you could have some sort of cool decentralized protocol too, where people are providing those funds or something. Like, I think there's a way to solve it. And just still
I think it needs to be more averaged over time, right? Like, if I borrow against Bitcoin at whatever it is, let's say 60, and then it goes to 30. Like, if it's going to instantly vaporize the loan, that's going to drive people away from even thinking about it. But we know, we can anticipate that Bitcoin coin could be at 60 and then go to 30, and then it's going to go back up to 60, right? So something to stabilize that market, like you're saying, like PMI or something like that, like a pool that would stabilize the lending market.
Totally. Like a decentralized FDIC or something too, maybe something like that. It's actually not just printing money to make people whole, but decentralized insurance protocols and stuff. Which was actually a really cool one that Joe met at ETH Denver. They're brand new, and we are going to chat with them about a partnership. It's called Solus. If anyone wants to check it out, Solus, you can probably search Solus Insurance, and it'll pop up. Let's see. Yeah, Rest Insured. No, let me see if I can find them. Dang it. Anyways, really, really cool new decentralized insurance protocol where the way that these decentralized insurance protocols work is that let's say you have a DeFi position, like they're specifically insuring DeFi positions, and they will pay you in the event that there's a smart contract like exploit on that protocol. Then they will basically, you can get paid so that you don't lose your money. Even if you lose your money in the DeFi protocol, you can get paid, an insurance claim, basically. And that insurance claim comes from individuals who are taking the opposite bet. They're betting that the protocol won't get exploited, and they're getting paid directly by the people who are purchasing the insurance. So it's a really cool model. But typically, in the current status quo, you have to, as a user, you're required to take out coverage for every DeFi position you enter. This new protocol, you can just stake Solus, and then it'll automatically insure your DeFi positions. Basically, as long as you have enough Solus staked, it'll automatically insure whatever positions you're in that are supported by the protocol. So really cool evolution. And things like this just remind me that we're still so early. Like, just when you think decentralized insurance is such a game changer, someone comes out with another evolution that just totally improves it in ways that we haven't even considered before. So we're very early. I'm gonna see if I can find this link to Solus DeFi. So
I just dropped the link in general.
Okay, sweet, thank you. Yes, yeah, super cool. So really excited. I mean, I got this could look pretty cool in ShapeShift UI. I was thinking anytime you're entering a position that is supported by Solus protocol, you could see kind of a CTA. Like, if you don't have any Solus staked, to buy and stake Solus to then insure that position. Or if you do have Solus staked, you could see a progress bar where it's let's say you have $100,000 worth of coverage. You're already using 30,000 of that. You're about to enter a DeFi position. If you're gonna put 40K into that, then you would see this bar that it would show this will increase your how much you have insured from 30K to 70K, and you'll have 30K available. And it'll just do that in one of those little progress bars. I think we could do something really slick with these guys. Cool, going on some tangents, but yeah, I think maybe something like that. Solutions, I bet we're going to do better than having every loan be fully collateralized. I think these decentralized insurance type things, also just decentralized credit score type stuff, or reputations and stuff. Maybe if you have a really good reputation and a lot of crypto in your wallet or something, you might be able to get a better rate if it's attached to your actual this reputation that you built up and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how this whole space evolves. Cool, that was a fun discussion. Seth, take it away.
All right, there's two things I like to discuss. First, what's the deal with gas fees this month? I have never seen them lower than this. I mean, gas price is 30 gwei right now. Used
Pretty
to be 100
nice.
to 150.
I think there's probably a few reasons, right? There's never just not always just one reason.
Right.
I have seen, I mean, even 30 seems pretty high. 2 years ago, 30 would have been, I guess maybe 2.5 years ago, 30 would have been a super high gas fee. The gas fees used to be 1 gwei, 2 gwei, and those were the days.
Oh,
Now
wow.
things are.
21 used to be super high.
What'd you say?
21 used to be super high.
21, 2021?
No, 21 Gui was super high.
Oh yeah, exactly. 21 gwei would have been super expensive. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, there's a few things happening, right? So demand for Ethereum is increasing, but in a bear market, when there's not an uptrend in price, then people are less likely to transact. And especially if it's like when it's flat, when things are going down, also there you see gas fees go up because people are trying to get out of their positions or like not get liquidated, basically. NFTs were a big reason that gas costs went up so much, and it seems like the NFT craze has kind of calmed down a little bit right now. So there's not as much like new NFT launches and stuff. Whereas, yeah, last year it was like every day some huge NFT launch was happening, and that was really causing gas prices to go out. And those things congest the system, right? Like then everyone else is trying to do transactions and stuff. Is competing for that same block space. And then layer twos, a lot of layer twos right now are at pretty much an all-time high for the amount of Ethereum locked in layer twos. So as more transactions migrate to layer twos from mainnet, that's also going to help gas costs. So
Oh, great. So is this the new normal?
we will see. I hope so. Yeah, I think, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, especially like post-merge and stuff, if we see gas prices kind of stabilize around like 30 to 50 Gwei for a bit as people move towards layer twos. We'll see. And as more of these things like NFT drops start happening on layer twos. It's just about as hard to predict gas prices as it is to predict prices.
Right. Fair enough. Okay, so the big concern that I've come across in the past week is with Discord. How essentially they are updating their policies to take a more, shall we say, authoritarian approach to the management of Discords. And I've also learned that essentially, like any Web2 company, they spy on absolutely everything you do, and you are the product. So I'm wondering if in the past few years there are any better alternatives to Discord, because if they, we are one bad narrative away from crypto Discords being shut down. Right. Given how fast things can change, especially in the last few years, I think it would do significant damage to the DAO. Yeah, like we still have the forum, but I mean, consider how reliant we are on a Web2 technology.
I just
And
posted
how
a
much-
link to the Matrix server that I set up a month or two ago. Slowly, because when Discord went last month or whatever it was, I'm like, maybe we should do a backup. So I just posted it. That's the public room right there.
I personally think one good sign, Me6, the most popular Discord bot, has just launched an NFT project, and they're getting really into the crypto space. And to even get into that server, you have to verify through with your Ethereum address. So I don't think Discord really has anything to worry about in terms of crypto, even with whatever the president is doing.
Agreed. I think Discord's actually, they've been pretty supportive of Web3 and crypto. They see that a lot of DAOs and crypto people are adopting Discord, and they certainly don't want to. They want to support that. They don't want to curb it. So I think to answer your question, Seth, I don't think there is anything else that is as good as Discord out there. Other than Slack, but Slack, of course, you have to pay for each user. So I think Discord is the best right now. But I think to your point, I mean, there are projects that are working on decentralized Discord alternatives. It's going to be a big undertaking. Discord's not at all an easy project to build, and doing it in a decentralized way would be like incredibly even that much harder. I did see Wallet Connect tweeted yesterday that they raised $11 million to build out decentralized messaging service. So not sure. Probably, I wouldn't think they're building a Discord type thing. Probably more of like a Signal, Telegram type thing. But who knows?
That's kind of what Matrix is. It's kind of sort of decentralized, sort of, because you can make different little hubs and home servers and connect them, and it's kind of neat. And actually, that's the bridge between Discord and Telegram and several others, actually.
So Matrix is Riot. Matrix is the rebranded of Riot.
Okay.
So Giveth still has, I think, a Riot or a Matrix. It's used it before. But the reason that everyone uses Discord right now is the network effects, right? Like you don't want to be the only DAO using Matrix. That makes it super difficult for all these other DAOs we're working with for people to come get involved. So right now, as long as like the Discord has these strong network effects, it's hard to imagine actually migrating to another tool.
Well, yeah,
Well, we
I'm
could
just
have a
doing it for
backup.
backup.
Yeah, you read my mind. We should have a backup. And
That's
Matrix
what I
sounds
keep
like
posting, especially in the admin channel, over and over.
yeah, we should have a backup, and we should be able to communicate that backup to the whole community
Yep, I posted it in the general chat.
without Discord. Yeah, but we need to do better than general. It's awesome that you figured that it's all out and posted in general, but yeah, like if Discord went down right now, how would we all find it if we haven't all saved it? Maybe I guess protocol is that we could just tweet it out. The forum, yeah, the forum. And next time it comes, if Discord is down, check ShapeShift Twitter, and we'll make sure marketing tweets has this so they can tweet it out.
Okay. Yeah, I see your point, Willie. If there really is no better option, then we have no choice. I do see it as more of a long-term threat than an immediate threat. But I really don't like the idea of Web3 companies needing to rely on Web2 companies. But at the same time, the infrastructure is just not there yet.
Yet, exactly. We will get there for sure. I look forward. It'll be great. And I was talking, that reminds me too, to a decentralized Notion that looks really freaking cool. And they gave us a demo, and we can start playing around with it. Doesn't look like it's quite ready for us to migrate things over, but it looks like actually pretty soon we might be able to ditch Notion for a decentralized alternative that we all sign into with our wallets, and is totally free for now, at least.
Oh.
Yeah. There's I mean, this isn't. I don't think this is what we would do, but there's also a Discord competitor called Gilded. It's more focused towards gaming, and what Discord originally started for like gaming communities and people sharing their gaming platforms and together and stuff. But Gilded is basically a big competitor of Discord at this point, where they have the communities and the channels and the servers and all that stuff. But I think that, like you were saying, Willie, there's probably newer solutions that'll come along that'll probably fit better for what our needs are. Just copying a reskin of Discord.
Yeah, I heard a bit about them, but it sounds like they're also a centralized company. So we'd still have the cost of switching would be high, because you'd have to remake everything we were using, and you put yourself in the same position.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's probably not the best alternative. And then and I wouldn't say that we would just switch to switch. I think that having, which is very hard to do, having multiple, resources as backups or has in, worst case scenarios, but then we fragment our community, which is very dangerous. So I think it's a very hard solution that, we're going to have to try to come up with. And maybe maybe the product hasn't presented itself or hasn't been created yet. So maybe we just have to kind of just have some patience and make sure we have taken steps to ensure communication can continue within the DAO, but that, we keep looking for something better and for the future.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad to hear Discord is supportive of crypto communities. I wasn't knowledgeable about that. So that sounds like that will give us the time that we need to build out our infrastructure and have other communities build out theirs.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Seth. Definitely, we'll pop champagne once we can move to a decentralized Discord. That'll be a big milestone just in the broader Web3 movement.
Yeah, and I'll talk to every DAO I know once that happens. Hey guys, get off of Discord.
Totally. Yeah, we'll need to do it together, right? And who knows? Maybe Discord themselves will be like, wow, we should just fucking decentralize. Shapeshift's doing it. They're doing so well. I saw the Twitch founder. I don't know if you guys saw that, but the Twitch founder was saying if they could start Twitch now, they would absolutely do it as a DAO, which is pretty cool. I just posted a link to Charmverse, this Notion for Web3, in the Discord or in the stage chat if you guys want to check it out. And then I'm trying to find, we have a special link that I can use to invite you guys to it. There's nothing in there yet, but we have an invite link I can share if anyone wants to jump in there and start playing around. It's super cool. The coolest things about it versus regular Notion is that not only can you just sign in with Web3, but you can, with your wallet, you can make every card have a bounty. You can attach a bounty to it and just like, and you can also pull in crypto data, just like right in line with Notion. You can be like, oh, you know, balance of Fox of this address, and like just like query blockchain data directly in there. It's super cool. I'm gonna find this and share the link.
Can I get like Oracle data, or is it just you're pulling from existing?
You
like
could get
anything, or
you
just-
could get or you could get any data on chain. So like you could call the Chainlink Oracle and get the Fox price from Chainlink directly in our Notion, basically. Plus, I think they're also going to do some other cool, like probably just like CoinMarketCap, CoinCat integrations.
Right.
Their whole idea is they're just really focusing on making it like the best tool for DAOs.
So there is one thing I need to ask about that, and that's how easy is it to move Notion documents into that system?
That is a good question. I think it would have to. I can't remember what they said. I think they're going to try and
That's
make it pretty easy to
strong
migrate
export
for sure.
too.
Okay. Because
It-
if it's just a few clicks and we can export all of our Notion docs, I'd be all for it.
Same. I just want to make sure that they have like parity, right? We don't want to move over until they're product solid, and right now it's in the early access stage. But we should start checking it out. Sorry, I wish I could find this. Let me find this link.
Okay. Well, that's true of just about everything in the past year. Everything's in alpha or beta.
Right. Totally.
That's why I can't wait to the end of the year. I think so much is going to get done.
Same. Cool. Yeah, I was really excited when I saw this workspace, this demo. I was pretty stoked. Yep. Okay, cool. Here it is. I will share a invite link. There's nothing in there yet,